If you were a kid who grew up in the 80s or 90s, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were most likely a part of your life. They were a big part of mine anyway. From the comic books, the cartoons, the movies, the awesome ass action figures. Holy crap, man, there were so many figures. I remember pitting these guys up against the Ghostbusters action figures. Like, what more fun could you ask for, right? Well, we did have some pretty sweet video games at that time as well. The NES, you know, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wasn't the most amazing game to me. I never really cared for it. I still don't. I know there's some people who actually really dig it, but the other games, the arcade game, the Manhattan Project, Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, these were amazing days if you were a Turtles fan. Just so many awesome games and merchandise, just tons of stuff out there. And the Turtles have been getting a lot of love lately, don't get me wrong. Maybe a little too much in some regards. Like, what the heck are these new Turtles? Are these even the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anymore? I have no clue what the heck these things are. But now we have a brand new retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that we can play now for free. From MersoX Games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rescue-Palooza. This game I've been playing quite a bit over the past few days, and today I want to share it with you guys, give you guys kind of my review, I guess. I've played it quite a bit, the different versions that he put out, so I want to share with you guys what my opinions are on this game. Does it really, you know, scratch that itch that scratch, whatever you want to say? I always get words mixed up, but let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's do it. So here it is. I'll put a link in the description. That way you can download this game and start enjoying it now. It's free to play. Doesn't cost a dime. But before we jump into the game and I give you guys my thoughts and feelings on this, I wanted to take a look at some of the information on the website. So this was just released about a week ago. There's been like a couple updates, like bug fixes and whatnot. But basically this is an homage to the classic NES titles. But I feel it goes well beyond that with all the references to the original cartoon, the toys. They use voice clips, as they show here or state here, from the TV show. I thought that was pretty cool hearing that and seeing how those things were incorporated. So it does use some levels from previous games where they updated them with, you know, newer graphics, just cleaned it up, added new enemies, different mechanics, rideable vehicles. I thought was pretty cool. 60 playable characters. So like every level you beat, you unlock characters. It's nuts, man. It is crazy. So on their website, take a look, download it. They got a lot of cool stuff here. I think they have some references. Like here's Razor from Manhattan Project, recolored for Rescue-Palooza. So they kind of spruced a lot of stuff up. I thought that was really neat. Krang from Manhattan Project in the arcade game, spruced up for Rescue-Palooza. Why not, right? Unlockable characters, dojo stage, a lot of crazy stuff going on. I love all this sprite artwork that they did. Just really neat stuff. So there we go. Baxter, they updated him. There we go. Pretty cool. Development, inspiration, and goal. This project started as a remake of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 for the NES, and then became a remake of TMNT 2, and eventually it evolved into Rescue-Palooza. So it's like everything, right? One thing I needed to make sure is that it was, above all, a fun game. I incorporated the goofy and playful tone of the original cartoon in the Playmates toy line at every chance I got, and that's for sure. So he goes over a lot of the visuals, all that stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. The amazing tracks from the original games reappear here, as well as some new additions from these guys down here. Pretty cool. Has a lot of credits if you want to take a look at all the people to thank for this happening and being put out there. Developed by MersoX with a bunch of other people involved. This is an OpenBor project, so keep that in mind. It works great, but there's, you know, they state don't take the pack from this build and import it into a different OpenBor build because it may not work, may goof some things up. So if you download this, it's just an all-in-one package, everything ready to go. So with all that said, let's just jump into the game and start playing. So here we go. Got the game loaded up, MersoX Games. Let's take a look at the little intro sequence. I think this is pretty cool how everything's animated. Essentially the story, it's very basic. Just Shredder kidnapped everybody. That's how you're unlocking all these characters, you know, over 60 characters or whatever it was. And you get some of the enemies as well, which I thought was pretty neat. So like every stage that you beat, you'll unlock whoever you saved and then also the boss. So that's pretty cool. When you start the game, you do have some options here. You can put in your controls. We're not going to go over everything here. There's a windowed full screen mode, bilinear filtering, which I don't like. So I like these crisp pixel graphics, right? The controls, you do need to use your keyboard to set up a controller. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller and it works great. I'm using a D-pad though. I was having issues with the analog, so I was like, forget it. So if you start a game, you go to a new game. If you unlock the arcade mode, you can go into there. The bonus stage practice is pretty cool because there are bonus stages in the game. And if you play through them, you can, earn extra lives and whatnot. So that's pretty neat. But since I've already been playing this game a little bit, I mean, quite a bit actually, but with this build, the 1.0.8, whatever it is, the newest version, had to start all over, which is all right. But let's just go ahead and jump into that save. So I thought this was pretty cool. The overworld map, very similar to the original NES game. And the stages are going to be like remade versions from all the original games. Even the first one that I don't really care for, there's some stages of that, like the sewer that was right here was like the original game. Then we had April O'Neil's apartment, which is like from the arcade game. The beach level was down here from Manhattan Project. A lot of cool stuff, I think. So let's just go ahead and jump into a stage. Seems like when you beat a stage, you can't go back. But once you start a level, you get to pick who you want to play as. So as you see here, you have statistics for each character as well. When you first start, you only have the 4 turtles, and then you start unlocking more people. And with the statistics there, it's pretty cool because a lot of times games will have stats for the characters and you can't really notice much with it. But this game, they really balance that to where if you see a character have 1 dot of speed, they're kind of slow. If their power's a little higher, they're pretty powerful. Like everything here actually functions the way you would expect, the way it should. They didn't cheap out on these stats. It actually means something. Like Splinter here, I beat a couple stages with him and this dude's a powerhouse, but he's really sluggish. Like I was just like one hit killing these foot soldiers with Splinter, and I was like, dang, this is pretty easy with him, but he was really slow. So it's kind of cool that you can test out all these different characters as you unlock them. Like Mondo, he just sucks butt, man. I had his action figure back in the day, but in this game, he sucks. I don't like him. Can't believe I beat a stage with him. He's just so crappy, dude. And then like Rocksteady and Bebop, I would think their power would be a little higher, but no. But they do have that range because they're using a projectile weapon for their attacks. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna go with Leo. Like, why not? I mean, he's one of my favorites anyway. House of Shogun. So what was this? The dojo. So as you see here, the graphics are beautiful. The new additional enemies, the vehicles that you could use, all the additions to this game are really cool. There'll be like mid-level bosses in some of the stages I noticed as well, which I thought that was a nice little touch. Levels aren't overly long, so I mean it's not too much of an issue. It's you're playing it and you're having fun the whole time. You're not like, man, is this stage gonna hurry up and be over with? Yeah, you're gonna experience some annoying enemies occasionally. Like one of my little gripes was earlier in one of the stages I played, there was a flying enemy, and sometimes there'll be flying enemies that are like eye level to your character, and it's like fine, no big deal. And other times there'll be ones that are flying pretty high. And there was a stage where I had like 5 or 6 of these enemies at once, and it was extremely difficult to line up my attacks to hit them. And part of the reason for that is, and I'll explain in a second, is there's like kind of a slight like freezing. I don't want to make it sound overly negative because it's not. It's kind of how Manhattan Project plays. If you're really familiar with the original games, like Turtles in Time and the arcade game, you can attack and kind of like move a little bit as you attack. In this, since it's more closely mimicking Manhattan Project, you could still kind of inch if you're mashing the attack button, but very, very little compared to the other games. But in this one, especially with the attack set from, like this flip moves from Manhattan Project, like you could barely inch. If you're mashing the attack and you're holding left or right, you know, you barely can inch. If you hold up or down, you're not going to move at all. So that can kind of cause some frustrations on occasion, which can be annoying, but it's more closely, after going back and playing all the original games, it is a lot more closer to Manhattan Project, but just a little more, like where, you know, in Manhattan Project, you could still inch a little bit, even when doing this, the little, you could still inch a little bit, but in this game, it's, you know, the up and down, you can't really move if you're in an attack animation. I mean, you couldn't move in the original games either, but you would still inch if you're, you know, it's kind of hard to explain. If you were mashing the attacks, you could still inch a good amount to where you could be attacking something and then moving toward the next enemy. So in this game, it's a little tougher. You kind of have to adjust the way you play as you're attacking enemies. Not a huge deal, but just one little nitpicky thing I wanted to point out. But like I said, it's very close to Manhattan Project. Okay, so we had to swap to a different level because, wow, I spent a lot of time on that stage. A lot of surprises. There's like 3 bosses. So I didn't want to spoil too much, but the video was like over 20 minutes just playing that one stage. I was like, man, most of the other stages I played weren't too long. I mean, that stage wasn't exactly 20 minutes, just the video was going to be too long just playing that one level, and I just wanted to kind of show a few different things. Oh, I think we can get in that. There we go. That's pretty cool. Let's destroy these little turret things. Crap, you only get so many shots, I guess, or so much time to use them. But yeah, there's like a lot of little surprises in this game, and I thought that was really cool. Gotta line up, man. See, that's smack them. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, I'm really digging this. Can't complain for a free game. You know, my couple little nitpicky issues with things, it's not even that big a deal. It's still a lot of fun. I've been playing this all day, off and on. Then I realized, like I said, there was an updated version, so I had to hop into that, and then had to start over. I was like, dang it, I don't know if I would have swapped my save files over if they would have worked, but it had a different version number on it, so I don't think it would have worked, but that's okay. Come on. See what I mean? Splinter's like really slow, but man, he's powerful. He's got a whack. Take that. Whoa, what's going on? Oh crap. Ooh. Dirtbag and ground chuck. Oh, what's Splinter's move? I don't even know what the heck that is. All right, let's defeat these guys. See, this is the thing. Like this stage, I barely started playing it, and we're already fighting 2 bosses at once. But I have a feeling there's probably more bosses in this stage. This can't be the crap, man. This can't be it. Oh my god, dude. Alright, let's get away from them. Whack. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a little tough with 2 bosses playing a character that's really damn slow. It's like you gotta drop kick to move around. Now I'm losing lives. You don't want to lose lives in this game. You only have a limited amount of lives. And then you gotta start over. Or not start over, but you know, start from your previous save. What does that do? Does that kill? Okay, we got one of them. We got one of them down. We're good. We can handle this guy, I think. Oh my god. See, it's like some stages are going to be more difficult with other characters. With this one, I didn't realize who the bosses were, but this is pretty tough with Splinter. Oh my god. I don't know what that move does, but there we go. All right, let's get him. So if we beat this stage, like whoever else, if there is another boss, which, oh my god. If there is another boss, you'll unlock like these guys plus whoever else. Oh, we did clear it. Okay, man. So that's what I was like, what's going on here? So we unlocked a couple good guys, Mona Lisa and Wingnut, and then the bad guys, which were the guys we just fought. Oh, cool. We get to do a bonus stage. I don't know what this, I haven't done this one yet. So we'll do this bonus stage before we go. But like I said, grab them by pressing the attack button at the right moment. It's raining pizzas. Okay. All right, let's figure this out. I can't move. Oh, okay. It'd be like if there was... All right, we got one. Thought we could move around, but I guess not. But you could practice these bonus stages if you really wanted to. Was that it? No more pizzas? Oh, yes, got it. Oh, got it again. Come on. Come on. Got it. Oh. Whew. All right, well, we gained an extra life. So there you go. I'm thinking this is this game is pretty cool. My little minor gripes, not a big deal. A lot of fun. Link will be in the description. Really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm having a blast with this. Hope you guys do as well. So with that said, I will catch you guys next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Cowabunga, right? Don't want to be too cheesy, but whatever. Screw it. Bye.